Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Dungeon Boys. Dungeon Boys, can I get a time check on us? What time is it?
4:45.
It's 4:45 a.m. Your boys get up early to enter the dungeons.
This is the 5th episode we've recorded this morning.
Yeah, we started last night. No, that's not true. But we're getting up early. We're using some of that unused time during the day that's not normally used on a Saturday to get
for things like sleeping.
Yeah. A lot of times I do consider sleep time as just unused time. I wish I didn't have to sleep. But
I agree.
As a person that does love my sleep and sleeps a lot, I know I have to have it. So, welcome again to Dungeon Boys. Last time there were spiders that paralyzed everybody.
Not everybody.
Not everybody, only two.
Did I ever thank you for the health healing and the
Yeah, y'all
thing
both
you gave me?
did, like, right when I got there.
Yeah, so Grim and Arlo were both paralyzed by spiders. Jack Law and James, the guy they saved from the cave, helped Jack go to the log camp, get some healing supplies, and heal.
Return just in
his
time
party
to
members.
be useless.
Yeah, and they woke up. So now they have some health potions, I think. They made it back to town. They decided that they were going to let the LID, they were going to let the headquarters send somebody to notify the two wives of the deaths of their husbands. And they went straight for the Shady Maple, where they learned from James, who was trapped in the dungeon with the two shape-shifting culprits that he says have been turned into spiders, turning into himself, and going and stealing goods from people so they could gamble. So we're dealing with shape changers who are taking the forms of husbands and going back to their homes after kidnapping them to steal goods so that they can sell them and then do some gambling with that money. So the boys are now investigating the casino at the Shady Maple that they've heard about. So they went to the bar, they asked for the drink they were supposed to ask to. The bartender was very lenient with code words and allowing them several attempts at getting the code word right.
Jack got it right the first time.
That's true.
I stood my ground on principle.
Yes, he was very... it was one of those things I'd like to retcon that he didn't do, but it makes no sense that if one person knows the code word and the person to the next of him doesn't know the code word, that the bartender would be like, like in this secret casino. But that's all right. He's lenient. And so the last thing they did was they drank this drink called a Random Chance, where it gave them this real delicious smell, and it allowed them to pass through a brick wall in the back of the Shady Maple, and they are now, whether it's an illusory wall or whether it's some weird pocket dimension or whatever has not been revealed, but they are now enter the casino. You guys have all stepped through, and as you turn around, if you turn around to look backwards, so we're beginning now. This is where we start. So if you look backwards, you can see straight down the hallway that you came down. It doesn't look like a brick wall. It just looks like you walked through an archway. But when you went through, it was a brick wall. So standing there in front of you
Is the archway in a brick wall? Is the wall there? Is it brick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Sorry. So you're saying on the side when you're looking out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like a brick structure. Cool. Let's see. So standing before you, kind of like off to the side down this little path that you would walk down, and you're looking out into the casino, which I'll describe shortly. But the first thing you see is the woman that you saw at the bar, who asked what time it was and then walked back this direction. The woman with the black pixie cut, she's wearing like a pantsuit, like the female version of a tuxedo. She's got a black bow tie on, black vest, black pants, white shirt. Her sleeves are rolled up to her elbows. Yeah, these things. You know, your bendy boys.
It is now 4:50 a.m.
Give us a little chance to get started if I mess anything up. Also, I'm glad the most complicated portion of our game session today will be as soon as we start. But she's standing there and she kind of gives you a welcoming nod. But before she speaks, I like to describe the room. So it's a casino, hustle and bustle. There are tables everywhere of people playing cards. Actually, in the back of the room, this room is it's not an auditorium. It's not super large, but it's a fairly large room. Enough room for probably 10 card tables. And in the back of the room, and each of these card tables has a dealer that's also dressed very similarly to the woman that you saw, except they're just wearing white shirts with black bow ties, black pants. Their sleeves are not rolled up. In the back of the room, you can actually see a boxing ring, and there are a couple people going rounds in a boxing ring in the back. And then off to the right, in the on the side of the room, you can see on the a lot of people standing around a very low structure. It's almost like a gardening box you would see outside. But all you can see is this kind of wood box on the side of the wall. There are a lot of people standing around. There are a lot of people they got their fists up, they're cheering or whatever. Some of them are depressed and they're putting their heads down, and you can tell that there's a game going on over there. There's a lot of people crowded around the boxing arena, the boxing ring over there, and they're cheering on the people that are boxing. And as you walk in, you actually hear the bell ring as somebody gets smacked in the face and falls flat on the floor. And the woman there is standing to you, or standing there. She's standing to you. the woman, she kind of turns.
Square up.
she turns towards you and stands in the middle of the path, and she says, "Well, hello. Welcome to the casino of the Shady Maple. It's a pleasure to have you. I see you made it through the bar." Also, in the back of the room, there is another archway that looks like it leads out into a kind of a garden courtyard that you're looking through, very much like you looked through the door that you came in. She says that. First timers. She looks at yours. I guess I'm picturing you guys not speaking. Kind of.
I wasn't sure if the description was over.
Oh.
Yeah, you're just taking. I was trying to say I assume you're just taking in, but she says, "First timers, I assume."
Yes, that would be correct. Who are you?
My name is Betty.
Why?
Get it? Do you get it?
What?
Oh.
You're at a casino.
No.
My name is Betty. Of course, it's a code name, not my real name.
Jack leaves.
Oh, please, sir, come back. It's just a pun. It's the worst pun you'll hear all night. I'm sorry. Not a whole lot of others are as punny as I am. But yes, they call me Betty here. Not my real name, but I am the mistress, the head mistress of this casino. I oversee what goes on here. Welcome.
Nice to meet you, Betty.
What brings you? Can I get your names, fellows? Excuse me. Don't allow me to be rude.
All right.
Okay.
She looks at Jack first because he spoke first.
Okay, then my name is Jack Law, and yeah, go on.
Are you wearing the mask?
Huh? Yeah, always.
What is that mask for, sir?
It helps me to breathe in more fresh air than most people do. I don't like certain smells, and I enjoy the scent of rosemary, is what is inside the mask.
Yes, very well. To each his own. Rosemary is a beautiful spice. It smells delicious. To each his own, but don't let that mask cause any trouble in here. I can imagine some people might try to look in the reflection of those goggles and see the cards you might be holding. It's just below the eyes.
Yes, it's like a.
Every time I picture it with the glasses, it doesn't have goggles.
It's not like the full head thing.
Don't let that cause any trouble in here. Some people might be thinking that you're hiding cards in that thing. You every time you have a losing hand, you sneeze and.
Oh, right. Look at that.
She looks down at Arlo now. And you, sir?
Right, I'm Arlo. Hey, what's that? What's that other place back there in the back? I'm looking at the courtyard.
I looked up.
Oh,
I didn't imagine there would be a place like that down here.
Oh, certainly. That is that is the back of the Shady Maple. That's the courtyard in the rear of the building here. We're actually in kind of a pocket dimension, if you will. We're not an actual room. It's kind of a magical space we're in.
All right then.
But everything you see here is real. Don't assume that it's not real. If you are new here, I'm trying to explain how we get things done. As you know, casinos and organized gambling like this is not exactly above board in our city.
Okay.
But we keep it classy here.
Arlo kind of just as a character, he would be wanting to head that way to
Okay.
kind of check it out a little bit.
Are you walking now, or are you?
Just kind of
Well,
as
Disguise
conversation
is supposed to be
moves
here, right?
elsewhere in more introductions, I'm just kind of like,
no.
Okay.
Maybe.
Oh, I would ask if before you walk away, do stick around. I'd like to explain what we've got going on this evening.
I have a question.
But you're still free to do whatever you want. You don't have to listen to her.
We are looking for our friend James. Have you seen him tonight?
Excuse me one moment. I don't want to be rude. Sir, you with the bald head.
I'm over here like this
Yeah,
because he
just
was
wait.
about to speak. He's like, and then you just turned to
I'm
him.
sorry,
He's like, hey, I'm Grim.
Grim. That's a cool name.
Yep.
That's a very cool name. We're actually dressed very similarly. I like your vest.
Thank you. Your bow tie is rather snazzy.
Why, thank you, sir. Very well. Thank you very much.
You are a handsome woman.
She leans down to Tootie and says, he's very kind, very polite. Not that you weren't.
He's polite, unlike some people here.
Polite.
So, you said you're looking for a friend.
Yes. Our friend James. He's been frequenting this place recently.
Well, I don't know everyone's name. We don't have a sign-in sheet or anything like that. We try not to keep too many paper records. He very well could be here. I would imagine if you just take a look around, you may find him. But I don't. Could you tell me what he looks like, maybe?
I could if I remembered.
Right. You remember. You tell her what he looks like.
boom.
James actually has a very identifying scar on his right temple from a logging thing.
Tree came in right in
So you describe that, and you says, "Well," she says, "Well, I haven't seen anyone with a scar like that, but I try to see everyone as they walk in. But normally when we open up, and a lot of people come in through the back once they've been here one time and they've had the drink. So I don't know everyone who's here. He very well could be though. I hope that you find him. Why are you looking for him?
He's just a friend.
Also, I need to. Also, that was a lie.
What?
No, James is not. No, I'm sorry. I thought you were saying that the cult people you're looking for were your friends.
Oh, no.
Let's see. Where's everybody wearing their badges?
As
We-
far
we-
off of my person as possible.
We all hid them before we came in here.
You did? Okay, I couldn't remember if you did or not. Okay,
Yeah, I completely forgot that.
gotcha. So she says, at any rate, welcome. Would you like for me to explain what offerings we have this evening? We kind of have a rotating game schedule. So.
Yes, I am quite interested in the boxing rink back there.
Well, that's the easiest one to explain, Mr. Grimm.
Remember, I do have a giant hammer on my back.
Yeah. You.
It's like a refrigerator with a handle.
Now you can't use the. Also, we'll do it when we do the combat. But I misspoke about one thing about Zenas' character that we'll take care of in combat later on. Remind me to do that.
Tonight? You misspoke today?
No, I misspoke last time about the advantage versus or disadvantage versus non-proficiency. We'll talk about it later. But she says, now you can't bring your hammer into the boxing ring, but feel free to participate. Boxing is rather easy to explain. The referee will call rounds as needed, but it's a one-on-one 2 knockout. We take bets beforehand. The referee will decide the odds, and it'll be fisticuffs until one of you hits the mat, and the money will be distributed based on the odds.
Excellent.
She says, we also, if you would look at our
I can
card,
see Arlo is just like, yeah, I can take it.
if you look at our card tables as well, we're playing 5-card killer tonight. If you'd like to play that, I'm sure a dealer would be happy to explain it to you. But it's one of our more not intellectual, but there's bluffing involved. It's not all about the numbers. Sometimes you have to fool people into believing what you have in your hand. And then on the right here, I feel as though you've probably noticed the strange crowd around this wooden trough here. But it's one of our newer games. I thought it was a lot of fun when they pitched it to me. It's called 3 Frog Jump. It's a frog race. A lot of fun. A lot of fun to watch. You would never expect people to be so obsessed with frogs and how far they jump. But let me tell you, it is quite an enjoyable experience.
I feel like this is meta mixed into it because there are a lot of frog jump things.
Yeah, we live in an area where nearby there's definitely a competition. There are frog jumps. People don't like. It's not like alleyway dice people. You don't. There's not people like behind this building doing it in the dark.
He's cheating.
But there is. But those are what we have on offer. If you would like to play any of those games, feel free. And hope you have plenty of coin, because you may be losing it or carrying a few more home with you this evening. Is there anything else I can do for you, boys?
I shall assume magic is not allowed.
Yes, we would prefer. The Shady Maple is interesting. I do not deem it illegal for anyone to cheat. But if you are caught, the consequences can be quite dire. People don't like it when people cheat in these games.
You have to battle the frogs.
Oh God.
But
Understood. Forgive me,
if
please,
that
for
makes sense.
Understood.
Very
Thank
well.
you. I walk off toward the rink.
Okay, so Grim heads to the boxing ring. Before you guys go, I'd like for you to roll perception to see if you see anything out of the ordinary.
Pretty sure people rotting from the outside as you punch them
Huh?
it counts
Yeah.
as cheating.
I was already planning not to do the. Plus, it shows.
How tall are you? Like feet wise, what? Like 4 feet, 3.5, 4 feet. Okay.
Actually, I don't even know. Like a little bit less than 4, probably.
Okay.
What?
Gnomes are supposed to be like the smallest.
They're like 3'6", I think at max.
We'll go with that.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm huge. For a gnome.
I got a 23.
Golly gracious, y'all are rolling good.
That's my thing.
Yeah.
And a 17.
Okay, so you guys when you're looking around, you don't see I'm assuming you guys are kind of walking entering the casino. At first glance, you do not see anyone you recognize there. You don't see any of the victims or any of the victims that you saw. You certainly can't really tell what the first 2 victims you saw in the cave look like. They were kind of rotted, but you don't see anyone who looks like James here. You see people of all kinds. You see some poorer folks and you see some richer folks. You see people in very nice clothes, people in kind of more tattered clothes. One thing that does jump out at you, especially to you, Arlo, and Grim, but Jack, you see it as well, but I think Arlo gets the best view of it because he's down low, is that you see at one of the 5-card killer tables in the kind of the center of this room, there's an older man who looks pretty gruff, pretty very wealthy looking. He's got a gold chain on his neck, and he's got very nice clothes on. But he's standing alone at a 5-card killer table, and beside him, Arlo, you spot it first, as you see a small creature that's wearing very tattered purple robes with a hood over its head. And as you walk by and you go past him, kind of moving through the tables, he turns and you see that he has a beak. And then you notice his arms and legs are bird-like, and it's a kinku is what the race is called. And I imagine that's something you probably all know about. It's a type of thing. It's a type of thing. But so you notice him, and you notice that he has a silver collar around his neck, but he is carrying a bow and a small short, like a dagger, short sword, and he's standing there, kind of just like at attention a little, and he kind of like scratches at his collar a little bit as you walk by. The people at the frog jump seem to be also of all different creeds and colors. There's a couple beautiful ladies over there. There's beautiful ladies and beautiful men around, and there's also some uglier folks. But I'm just saying there's a hodgepodge.
No, I made a face because it's like the beautiful women are around the frog.
Yeah,
jump.
it's interesting, but it's not. I'm trying to point. There's not as many. The women tend to gravitate to the other sports, but there's like 1 or 2 ladies also over here at the frog jump, which you wouldn't expect. The frog jump seems to be where most of the poorer folks are hanging out. Like there's some tattered. The more commoner people are the ones over there, kind of like yee-haw around the frog jump. But there's plenty of people at all the card tables, and the boxing ring. Standing around the boxing ring are kind of a hodgepodge of people over there, and currently there are two human men in the ring punching it out.
Cool.
So, Grim, you said you were headed to the boxing ring first, so we'll go with you. But what are the other 2 of you doing?
I see everything that's going on and everything, but I've been distracted by like the little courtyard thing in the back. I kind of want to go and just check that out.
Okay. Well, we can do that first. That won't be too terribly difficult. So you want to walk through the thing?
Mm-hmm. My biggest thing is I didn't expect to see something like that here, where it was like really secure to get in.
Sure.
But at the same time, it's like an open courtyard kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And also, we're here expecting maybe trouble, so
yeah.
Arlo's kind of thinking, well, hey, is this a fast way out?
Yeah, sure. So you walk through the archway, and upon your investigation, as you turn around, there is another large brick wall behind you. It's as if you passed back out through. You passed back out of the casino, as if you were going the other way, but you walk through this illusory wall or whatever. You turn around. There's a brick wall. There's some gardening tools on the wall. There's kind of a fountain in the middle of this courtyard, and there's buildings around you. It's a nice, quiet little place. You can't hear any of the sounds of the casino because it's pretty loud in there. A lot of ruckus going on. A lot of cheering. What with the frogs? Croaking and punching and yeehawing. That it's pretty kind of an open courtyard. Nothing really going on in there.
Can I walk back through the hidden wall thing?
Sure. Yeah. I feel like you kind of investigate that. You stick your hand through, and your hand does go through it, and you walk right back in.
So there's two ways in and out.
And whenever you walk through these barriers, that smell that you smelled that kind of led you this way gets like really strong for just a brief second. Also, I'm a little bit concerned I didn't hit record on the camera. Let me go check that real quick. It always happens.
The red light's flashing.
The red light's flashing?
Yeah.
I just leaned back to look at it. I was like,
that's smart. Monitor.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks.
Now I can see myself.
I do apologize.
What? I was gonna say ugly, but okay. Beautiful works too.
We're a low budget production. Sometimes you got to stand up and check and make sure you turned on things. Okay, so Arlo, you kind of going in and out. That didn't take very long. So as you come back in, you see Grim heading towards the boxing ring.
So did we all go over there and check it out with him, or was it just like a? Okay.
I don't think so. You tell me if you want to.
As we're all like kind of mulling around, I want to kind of like casually walk past these guys and just let them know, hey, there's another way out in the back.
Okay. The courtyard, I presume.
And as of right now, you've all rolled pretty high perception rolls, so people aren't acting necessarily differently. Remember the people you're looking for. James told you that these shape changer people, they seem to be like adolescents. They seem to be like not kids, but not adults. Like they were very immature. They acted very immaturely, and they're only changing shape. He didn't say that like they actually became him or whatever. They were questioning him to try to become like him, but they're very childish creatures. Like they didn't really understand the gravity of what was going on. They're very immature.
Spider.
What? Oh yeah.
Roll initiative.
Wait, is it a spider or a massive tick?
It's a spider.
It had better be.
Also, there's a sword on the table, so if you notice that.
That's for the spiders.
Yeah, that's for the spiders. All right, so Grim is heading to the boxing ring. Jack, what are you going to do?
I guess I'll go to the card table.
Okay. You notice also this old man with the king coup, but all the other card tables seem to be well dispersed and pretty normal looking. He's the only one standing by himself. I'm not trying to push you that way. I'm just saying.
If he's more by himself, then that's the most empty table. I'd probably go to that one.
Okay. So you're heading that way. So Grim, you did say you were going there first, so we're going to take care of the boxing ring. I just wanted to let Arlo go and check the courtyard because it was going to be easy. So Grim, you arrive at the boxing ring. There's a ref in the ring, and he's calling the match. And as you walk over there, again another like the man in the match, he hits his opponent with a right hook to the jaw, and the guy turns around. Spit flies down and he hits the mat, and then one of his compatriots comes from the outside of the ring, kind of drags him off, and he says, the ref raises the other guy's fist and says, "We have a winner!" And then there's another there's a little dwarven man kind of on the edge of the ring, sitting at a table, and he's like, everybody's crowding around like trying to get their money, and he's tossing them coins and giving everybody what they got back with their bets.
Okay.
He says,
I should have gone over there and bet.
Odds were
You should've-
50-50 on this
you
one,
should've
1
bet
to
on
1.
me. I approach him and
Which one? Sorry.
the dwarf man.
Okay.
Dwarven male man. So are you the one that schedules fights here, Mr. Man? What's your name, by the way? I'm not rude. I'm sorry.
Yes, sir. My name is Turley, and I schedule the fights.
Turley. Didn't you use that name before?
There's a deputy director named Timney Furlish. This is Turley.
Turley.
Also, I didn't name him prior to this.
Turley
so I apologize.
Finlish.
Yeah, you get into these environments. I'll get you inside the DM's head for a minute. You get into these environments, and you're like, you've already populated them, but then you think, well, that needs a little something else to make sense, and you have to do it on the spot. So, Turley it is. I'm not going back.
That's fine.
Name's Turley.
Nice
Yes,
to meet
I
you.
schedule the fights.
All right. I would like to fight.
Who you want to fight? We got a couple of good ones coming up. I'm not going to let you go all the way to the top yet. You're going to have to work your way up. But we do have a lower level fighter coming in, another first timer. He's kind of a skinny dude, really. You probably take him pretty easy.
If that's what you recommend, that's what I'll do.
Okay, he writes it down. He writes down your name.
Grim. Am I allowed to bet on these fights as well?
Yeah, you can bet on yourself.
Awesome. I'll
I've
do
seen
that.
that go wrong for a lot of dudes.
I'll take the risk.
How close is Jack?
I like your confidence. You're probably like 30 feet away.
I just like throw him my little bag of gold.
Oh yeah, do you do that?
Yep.
Okay.
Grim. What do you want me to do with this?
Roll to turn around and catch that bag.
Oh no.
12.
Hey.
Yeah, you catch it. You turn. It's not like you don't like just catch it like without turning around, but you do turn around and grab it, and you say, "What'd you say?"
I asked Jack what he was gonna do. What you want me to do with
I
it?
think you know what I want you to do with it. Just
All of it?
All of it. I only have 10 gold, so you know.
Oh, okay. Sounds
You're
good.
definitely yelling this across the casino,
Yeah.
by the way.
Hey, what do you want to do with this?
I think it was more just like how much
Yeah.
all of it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right,
that's
sounds
what
good.
I'm saying. I'm just saying it wasn't like
Yeah.
how much you want to do all of it. Yeah. So I like that.
What odds?
Odds going to be 2 to 1. He's been here a little bit longer, so for every coin you bet, you get 2 back.
Oh, good. I'll bet
Double your money.
18 gold.
18 gold
The
on
10
this
from
one.
him and 8 from me.
All right. So yeah, mark those down.
I'm gonna
right.
put over here on the PP 18. It splits up the money by like platinum and gold and Elysium and silver and copper. I think I don't know what it is.
Mostly gold in this world.
I know. I'm just saying like I have it's PP, GP, EP, SP, CP, and I'm just marking it.
Gotcha.
I'm not being crass or crude or anything.
PP.
That was just the first one. That's what I did.
Okay, so, alright, if you win this fight, you get 36 gold back. That's a pretty hefty amount. You must be pretty confident.
Oh, just stupid. We'll find out in a minute, won't we?
Yes, we will. I love finding out. So you
All
guys-
right, Charlie. I'm just gonna wait over there until you tell me it's time to go.
I'm just an excited dwarf, man. I like seeing people punch people. What's wrong with
You
that?
do you. I like doing the punching. So
I like you.
here we go.
And he goes back to writing down. And so he reaches back behind him and he goes like he rings the bell and the ref comes over to him and he says, "We ready for another fight?" Turley says, "Yes, sir. We've got another fight coming up. I've got Grim step into the ring and your opponent, Chump." This like kind of spindly man, this guy, yeah, kind of spindly man comes out of the crowd and he says like, "I'm ready for it." He says, Charlie says, "I know you told me Chump earlier, but that's your name." "Yeah, man. Friends call me Chump. Friends call me Chump."
I feel like he's doing like the head thing.
He's got a twitch, so he kind of steps in the ring
I go to shake his hand.
and he comes over and says, "How you doing?"
Good to meet you, Chump. My name is Grim.
"Oh, nice to meet you, Grim. My name's Chump. I'm about to knock you out."
All right, let's
But it's all. But as he's saying this, it's all in good fun.
Oh, yes, I
I'm
know.
trying to win some money.
As am I.
Okay. So the ref comes in. He checks on both of you. He says, "Sir, are you ready to fight?"
Yes.
"Chump, how about you?" "Yes, sir." Again, I'm playing these voices. Yes, sir.
I definitely picture this guy as Steve Buscemi.
Or just
Recruit him.
Just like a young Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, recruit Steve. No. So he like put his like as he closed his fist, they like crack.
I imagine he's like kind of hunched over the knees. He's got like a wide stance, just
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
just moving around.
No, he's definitely like. At first, he was kind of like walking up like this, like he was ready. But whenever it's time to fight, he does the fisticuffs thing.
I like
All
it.
right. Okay, so you guys ready to fight? The ref steps out of the way and he says 3, 2, 1, and he hits the Turley hits the bell and ding ding ding. He says fight, and so you guys are about 10 feet away from each other at this point. And as the bell rings, I want to pass over to see what Jack is doing before the fight begins.
Okay.
Am I at the table?
You're at the table.
Okay.
Well, hello, sir. How do you do?
Fantastic.
Kind of a shorter fella, dealing cards.
My first time here. Could you
Oh,
give me
your
a
first
rundown
time
of this
here.
game?
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. One of my favorite games. Love dealing it. Love dealing it. It's called 5-Card Killer. So the way this works is I'm going to deal you one card from a deck of cards that has 4 options. Those are your killer cards. You can either receive, you can either receive a deer, a wolf, a boar, or a bear. Imagine the deer is on the bottom, the bear is on the top. The bear eats the boar eats the wolf eats the deer. That's how the hierarchy of these cards. That's your killer card. If at the end of the rest of the game you're tied up with your opponents, the killers will decide the winner. So after this, you'll have an opportunity to place a bet. Excuse me. Before we begin, there will be an ante. You will have to put in at least 1 gold coin to play the game.
Well, I'm done. I gave him all my gold.
Hold on. Boy, he sees you like looking for you, like kind of like patting your gold purse and like realizing that it's not there, and he says, "Hold on, we kind of have an interesting circumstance at this table, don't we, sir?" And there's a gruff guy like, the old man sitting next to you does, yeah. Says, so let me finish explaining. You may still be able to play. He says, after I deal the killer cards, there will be a chance to bet. After that betting has taken place, I'll deal you 2 more cards. These cards are numbered 1 to 10. You're looking for pairs. You're hoping for a pair. You'll have another chance to bet. If you got nothing, you better be bluffing. And if you do have something, you better make sure you better try to make sure they know it. And you will also have the opportunity to fold at any of this point. If you feel like you can't win the hand, feel free to fold. You can get out without spending any more money. Finally, I will deal another 2 cards. After those 2 cards, the cards will all be on the table. There will be 1 more round for betting. Then you will flip and you will show each other your cards, or however many people happen to be at the table, and whoever is the winner gets the pot. Now, like I say, if you have 2 pair and our friend here has 2 pair, the killers will decide. Then you will flip your killer cards. If you have the bear and he has the boar, you win.
All right. I kind of assumed that we were going to finish his thing first, and I would have money.
Okay, well here, you don't have to just play once. There's a thing going on at this table. It says, or do you want to say anything about? You want to respond at all? You can say the thing about the money.
Okay, I was thinking that. My friend over there is in the boxing ring as we speak. Actually, I'm pretty certain he'll do fairly well on this first match, considering the Steve Buscemi-esque character he's fighting.
Trump is a rather spindly fellow.
He is indeed.
From across the crowded room,
and
Choke turns around and is like, eh.
I will
Your
hopefully
friend looks
have more funds for this game in a moment.
Well, we do have maybe a strange circumstance. You see, our friend here also has no money. And he turns to you and says, yeah, you're right about that. I don't have any money. He's an older man. I'm trying to do a gruff older man voice, but yeah, I don't have any money. I don't have any money. And he says, well, sir, you're not trying to convince me. I'm not going to benefit from this game, but there's no one else at the table, so here's your opportunity. You see if this man wants to play with you. You haven't had much luck the rest of the night. He says, oh, I don't know why I'm still standing here. This guy's been giving me crap all night. Sir, I have a proposition for you. I'm out of money. I'm here, gambling. I'll be honest with you. Got a bit of an addiction. Come here every night. Things tend to go well for me, but tonight I'm out of luck. I don't have any more cash. if I come home without anything, I'm gonna be in big trouble. So, how about this? We play 5-card killer. I give you my Kinku slave. I don't need this filth anymore. He really just stinks up my house now. I give you my slave, and he kind of like gives him a kick, like he doesn't care for this thing at all. Like he doesn't treat this thing as a being. He treats it as like property. And I give you my slave, and you give me 30 gold coins from you and your friend's purse.
Sounds fair enough.
He looks at you surprised, like, wow. He looks over at the dealer and he's like, first offer this time. And the dealer's also surprised. He's like, hey, it's your money. Do with it as you please if you want to play for the slave. And the Kinku bird, he doesn't do anything. He just like, he takes the punch from the guy, or like the kind of brush off from the guy, and like he just kind of stands there stoically. Doesn't make much of a noise. Says, all right, well, let's play, I suppose. I appreciate the opportunity. And he turns to the table. He says, dealer, deal us in. And the dealer says, well, this is unorthodox, but like I said, there's no one at the table. I'm bored.
What does the house get? Does the house get any money?
No, sir. The house is not gonna benefit from this one, but there's nobody else at the table right now, and I'm feeling generous tonight.
Fair enough. Thank you for your generosity, sir.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if nothing else. Also, this guy's kind of a douche. He's been here. He tends to be
all night with no money.
Yeah, he tends to be rather belligerent. So, if I can get rid of him, get him out of here, I'd be pleased. So, I'm rooting for you. The guy's just grumpy or whatever. I'm struggling. I'm really trying to. I'm not doing a good job. I'm trying to paint the picture that this is a mean-looking old man that's very careless towards this bird and or Kinku, very rude, very mean to this thing. He's not. I'm struggling doing a mean old man voice, but I want to at least give you that picture. Okay, so we are going to cut real quick. Arlo, you're back inside. What are you planning to do? Mm-hmm. Are you just still trolling or what?
Well, I wanted to kind of pass by these guys and let them know, hey, there's another exit out the back. Okay. But I was actually kind of figuring I would end up near where the Kinku was. So
okay.
It actually worked out for the grand plan because while y'all were talking, I was hoping to kind of get a word in edgewise with him.
With the Kinku?
Yeah.
Okay.
If he wants to talk.
So you kind of walk up next to him. He's about your height.
I figured.
Yeah.
Like you walk the whole under the radar thing.
Yeah. You walk up next to. So you now walk up next to the Kinku. Mm-hmm. He doesn't turn to acknowledge you.
Mm-hmm. So I just kind of tap him on the shoulder. Excuse me, friend.
He makes like this weird like noise.
I understand that.
Do you speak? The thing about Kinku is that they only speak in mimicry. They don't. There's like a curse apparently on Kinku beings is that the only way they speak is using syllables and words that they've learned from like they can mimic from people. So he gives you a few cheeps and he says, "Stand here."
How do you find yourself in such a predicament that you're in?
Slave, worthless, don't move. The voice sounds very oddly like, well, you didn't hear the old man, so never mind. His voice does not sound like a bird. He sounds like a kind of an older man.
So he's kind of like parroting what other people are saying. So, okay. All right. So, how do you feel about your current predicament?
Slave, worthless, stand here.
Good for you. Good for you. So, Arlo's kind of made up his mind at this point that this guy he's just really down.
Roll perception for him.
Perception. 12.
As he's saying these things, he kind of like pulls at his collar again. He like kind of pulls at it, and his facial expressions don't completely match what he's saying. He's kind of he's saying things very matter of factly, but his eyes are a little sadder than what he's saying.
That's kind of what I'm getting from it is he's just got that matter of fact tone because he's copying what somebody else has said. So, but yeah, I've kind of made up my mind at this point that I don't like this situation. And if I have a chance to, I'd like to get him out of this situation.
Cool beans.
So
You might want to talk with Jack, because I don't think you weren't there for the conversation of that. You don't know that Jack is currently playing for the slave.
They're like talking overhead.
Okay, so you want to be there while they were talking.
Yeah, because I imagine it's like it's a tall table, and
Okay,
and
yeah,
the
yeah,
Kinko
yeah.
are like just kind of like.
So can I roll perception to have heard that conversation?
Sure, absolutely.
18.
You heard it.
All right.
So.
Just one eye on the man, the other eye just. Alright.
But it's like real quick. Just
I'm just gonna grab Jack by the back of his coat and just like jerk down like, hey, I hand him all my gold. I'm like, I don't trust myself around here. Will you hold on to this for me?
absolutely.
Okay, so the way I'm picturing you standing, it's old man, Kinku, Arlo, Jack.
Yeah.
Did the old man notice that?
Notice what?
The handing off of gold?
Well, we were talking to each other, so.
Did you try to do it stealthily?
I mean, he kind of came up behind
Yeah, he
me and
noticed.
was like,
He definitely
I mean, I
noticed.
wasn't trying to be stealthy about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
that sucks.
He looks down and goes, "Hey, sorry we made a deal so early. Maybe we'll play again after this."
But it's just like 2 gold. He just it makes his day.
Yeah. All right, so
Yeah, hold on to this for me. I want to go check out these froggy hoppers over here.
You could be a frog.
I was thinking about that earlier.
oh
I
shoot.
shouldn't have said it. I
No,
shouldn't.
you can't, no, don't. You can't have that. I'll allow that idea to come later after we've forgotten.
I thought that was intentional. I thought this was supposed to be like a game for each of us. Like
never considered that. But
the hand-to-hand combat, the persuasion, insight, and all that, and then the animal races. I was like,
you know
Keith
what?
designed
I
a
would
game
be
for each of us.
Every one of them. I'd be a giant toad.
yeah, but,
Grapple and consume the other guy in the ring.
wait, the boxing was definitely when Zenas told me he wanted to do be a punchy boy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I did want to
Punchy
work
boy.
in like kind of a boxing thing, which is fun. We'll talk about the motives later, but I really certainly didn't think that about the turning into a frog. That makes me so happy that was a thought.
It is there.
But yeah, so let's go back to Grim. So the bell has rung. We need to roll initiative for you fellas.
I got an 18.
18.
Yeah. And a text message. What you say? She say yes. Okay. Get out of here.
Yeah, he's. You go first.
Oh, by the way, I don't get off work early today because Stephanie's in Charlotte. Well,
That's
not
fine.
yet because it's 5 a.m.
All right. Yeah, you go first.
Sweat off my back. I'm gonna try to punch him.
All right. I want a lot of characterization of these punches, though. It's one-on-one fight. I'm gonna need to know exactly how you're doing it.
11. I'm just gonna go for a haymaker.
11 to AC.
Yeah, to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
I deal 10 damage.
10
No. 9 damage.
Okay. You're not adding necrotic, are you?
No, just
Okay.
my D8
Good
plus
God.
strength.
Yes.
Just straight to the head.
I don't know if you remember, but Grim is a big boy.
He's like 6'6".
Yeah, he's tall.
And he's muscular.
Yeah, he's tall. He's muscular. Here's a question: is he toned muscular, or is he just a big boy? Like, I'm not saying like does he have a gut, but like, are we talking toned, or are we just talking just functional, big arms, big torso? This is it. I mean, all we can really see is your forearms, right?
Hugh
Are you
Jackman
sleeve
or
rolled
Dwayne
up?
Johnson?
No, he's got like
Or sleeves all the
Yeah,
way down?
it's all the
Okay,
way
so we
down.
can't see much of him.
A big,
No.
bellied, foul mouth,
I imagine
pile of
he-
ugly muscle.
There are 2 different body types of like strength. There's one that looks good and it's like the chest or like the torso goes down.
Yeah.
And there's one that's built for like power and it's just like a straight column. He's got the straight column.
Okay,
Because he was a logger before
yeah,
this,
he's
and
a
then
big
he's
tree-like man.
yeah.
All right, so right hook. So you come swing. You come not a haymaker, but you did you say haymaker?
I did say haymaker.
Okay, so a haymaker
I'm just everything into it.
So Chump steps back with like a and like so you step in, you close the 5 feet, and you just swing around and you where you punching for
I was just going straight for the head.
for the head. Okay.
I don't know what a haymaker looks like.
It's just way around the side.
Okay.
So you like way around the side, catch him like right in the temple, and like his head all but makes a completely 360-degree motion, and he just like with always smiling though. She smiled all the way through it, but like there's almost a click, like you hear, and he just like freezes up and like lands on the ground and falls over, and the whole crowd goes, yeah.
I'm standing in the position like, oh.
So he's laid out on the floor. One of his buddies kind of slides him out of the ring.
As he's like leaving, I want to like reach for his feet and cast like Cure Wounds on him.
Okay.
Just because I don't want him to die.
I went with the assumption that you're trying not to kill people, so I'm assuming that you use just enough power to knock him out. I'm not. We're gonna treat it that way.
All right, cool.
About that time, we actually hear the punch.
Yeah. So you guys see. I get the table you're looking at is kind of facing, like you're facing the boxing ring a little bit. So you guys see the one punch knockout and Trump just slump over and get dragged out of the ring. So everybody's cheering there around the betting table or whatever. Drim, what do? You step out the ring?
Yeah, he doesn't care for the crowd. He just steps out the ring, goes to Turley.
Okay. Grim, I knew you were a big boy. And Chump was a kind of a tiny fellow, but whew, that was quite a punch.
Indeed, thank you.
I think I felt some of his memories pass by me as you punched him. Here's your money, sir. He grabs some money out of the pot and puts it into your purse and hands it back to you. You now have 30. You handed him 18. He's giving you 36 back. Okay.
I would like to bet 16 of this on another match on myself.
Okay. Another match. I guess you probably aren't too tired after that one, eh, Grim? So you want to bet 16. He says, "Oh, we got a tougher challenger for you this time." This looks like this. Based on eyeing him down earlier when he put his name on the list, he was a pretty big fella. So odds are going to be a little different in this one. Odds are going to be excuse me. I think I did the odds wrong last time. You were favored to win last time. But this guy's pretty experienced. He comes in here boxes pretty often. So odds are going to be 3-1 against you. So if you win this one, you triple your money.
Excellent. Let's go.
Okay. Why does this pen not work? Okay.
You got it right with it first.
42.
That's typically how
All right, so you're going to bet 16. You'll get 42 back if you win.
Booyah.
Y'all making some money off these boxing matches.
I'm making some money. I'm giving him his 20, and that's all I bet.
Okay.
As he hands me the money, I separate it out into the two things, and I call out to you.
Jack.
Yeah, Jack. Jack, here's your money, and I throw him the 20 gold.
Roll to catch it, baby girl.
What am I rolling? Dexterity?
Yeah, we'll do dexterity.
17.
Perfect, you catch it easy.
Let's play.
Hey, if I win, I'll be able to afford a suit of armor too.
Yeah. You're fighting Willie Brickles, Grim.
Willie Brickles.
Willie Brickle? We'll find out.
Yeah, I'll call you up here in a little while.
All right, sounds good.
So you got a little bit of time. Jack and Arlo, we're back to the table with you guys.
I've wandered off in search of Toad Battle.
Oh yeah, sorry. So Jack, we're at the table with you, and you dealing happens. Says, all right. So
I want to make. I don't know if I need to roll for this or not. I'm gonna tell him that I've got, from all the coin, I've got 25 gold pieces in total. That should be enough to get the game going. I'll give him another 5 from one of my friends if he wins.
So you're gonna ante up for this fella?
Huh?
You said all that requires for you to actually play this game is 2 gold coins for me to start dealing.
Yeah, but you said he wanted to bet the slave against 30 gold.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling him I only got 25.
Okay. I got some faith in your friend over there as well. I think we'll be all right.
All right.
I want to get this stupid bird off my hands. My wife thinks he's cute, but I'm tired of his stinky self. Let's get this started, dealer.
Sure.
All right, fine. Let's get started. So he puts out his hand for, like, if you're gonna ante up for this guy, I'm gonna need 2 gold coins.
2 of
So
them.
you hand him 2 gold coins. So subtract 2 gold coins from your. Well, don't subtract it yet. So I've got 2.
I don't have a pen.
Two in the pot right now. So the way this
That's what
works
it is.
mechanically is I'm gonna roll for the old man, and Brice, you're gonna need to keep track of your cards. Okay.
I need a pen.
You want a piece of paper?
I need a pen.
I got one. Here's a piece of paper.
Pen.
He's got.
Pen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So he begins to deal. So he deals to you first, Jack. You're gonna roll a D4 for me. You don't have to draw. I mean, you can keep track of them with numbers if you want.
I could.
Yep.
2.
That means you. So he deals you a card. He slides it to you face down. On the backs of these cards, there is a symbol, and the back of the cards has a symbol that looks like a triangle with a line coming through it. So like a pyramid it looks like a pyramid, and then with a line coming through it like this, kind of like an umbrella almost.
He stole it from Harry Potter.
It's not completely like that. It's not exactly the same.
It doesn't
Harry
have a
Potter's has a circle and a line through it and stuff.
Yours just doesn't have a circle.
It doesn't. The line doesn't go all the way down.
Oh,
I didn't steal it from Harry Potter.
I was joking.
But I do recognize the similarity that it happened by accident. So that's what the symbol on the back of the cards are like, just to add a little bit of flair to these cards. When you pick it up, there is a sketch of they're manufactured, but it's like a cool kind of gritty looking sketch of a wolf.
Question.
Yeah.
What color are they?
The cards?
Yeah. Did you say? Because
Uh-huh.
I'm imagining like black with like gold designs
Yeah,
around the edges.
the back of the card is black and kind of distressed looking, and then the symbol is kind of white.
Nice.
Where was the wolf in the pecking order of this?
It's deer, wolf, boar, bear.
Okay.
So essentially 4 beats 3, 3 beats 2.
Yep.
So he does that, and he's going to deal to the old man. Trying to look at these dice when I roll them, if you can. Okay. All right. So how you boys feeling? We've reached the pass where if you want to put more money in the pot, you can. But I know you're not betting anything, sir. I know. Can we just skip all this? I don't have anything else to put in. I mean, you can't really add anything to the pot anyway because you're getting the slave. So, don't know why I asked you that, fellas. Let's move on. So he deals again. What you got?
If you just want to roll it, you can't.
Oh no, I get it. I like the drop of the dice.
I didn't know if it needed to be hidden.
Oh no, yeah. Just I'll keep Brice from looking at it. So he's going to deal you 2 cards, numbers 1 through 10. So you need to roll a d10 twice and write down your results.
Sure.
Okay, so how we feeling, fellas? Feeling good? Anybody feeling good? Brice, you can tell us what kind of cards you have. If you feel like you want to bluff, if you want to, I guess there's no betting right now, so you can't. There's really no point. We're just playing to see who wins at this point.
Yep.
And let's see here.
What?
The order.
Yeah. Wolf.
So he's
I
gonna.
like it.
He takes the cards out and he deals 2 more cards to each of you. So roll another d10 twice.
Twice?
Mm-hmm.
No,
For 2 more cards.
that's a 10.
Mm-hmm.
Just out of curiosity, is there a reason you're using that one?
It was the first one I grabbed. I couldn't find the other one, honestly.
Gotcha.
Okay. Well, the cards are dealt. We didn't bet any time. The house isn't really making any money off of this. I'll see. I'm sure I'll make plenty of money off of you later, sir. And he grumbles at him again. So flip them. Show us your cards. So the old man flips over his 4 cards, and I assume you flip over your 4 cards as well. What do we see on your 4 cards?
3, 4, 10, and 5.
3, 4, 10, and 5. You see a 9, 3, 10, and a 1. So each of you have no pairs. So no pairs between the 2 of you. Not a whole lot of luck running tonight.
Dang.
Looks like Looks like the killers will decide this one.
Dang.
Fellas,
You're just ready a cleaver?
yeah, fellas, please,
vanish.
please flip your killer cards. So the old man flips the old man flips his cards and he says, "Gods no!" Because he flips it and there's a cute little deer on his card.
Oh, yes.
I'm imagining it's like a chibi deer.
Yeah.
Just like
what's yours?
Big animal.
Wolf.
A wolf. Well,
Just barely.
He says, the old man says, "Gods no!" And he looks up, hoping that he'll see a deer on your cards, and you have the wolf, and he says, "God, no, 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 no. Oh, what am I going to do?" So he says, I'm nothing if not without my honor," as he says, as he like takes a sip of his last drink and begins to descend into intoxication. He says, "Fine, take this kinku slave anyway. He's worthless and he poops on the ground." And he leaves in a huff. Like he just like the old man just he leaves in a huff. As he walks past another table, he like stumbles into another person and grabs their drink and like sucks it down as he steps out into the courtyard. He's like mumbling angrily. And so now there's a excuse me, he hasn't left yet. He takes out. Sorry, he hasn't left yet. He says
he sees another drink.
as he says that you can have the slave or whatever, that he's nothing without his honor. He takes this little. He takes one of his rings off. He has only one ring on his hand. It's like a little silver ring. He takes it off and he says, "If you wear this, you'll do what you say. If not, I don't really know. I've always been wearing it, so it had the collar for me. I bought him off a trader a long time ago."
I put it in my pocket, but before he stumbles away, sir, you frequent this place. You say just about every night, right?
Yes, sir. Just about every night.
Have you come across my friend James at any point? I've been looking for him, and I haven't seen him around lately.
James. Fella with a scar on his head. Yeah. I've seen James. He was here. Oh, gosh. He was here probably 2 nights ago. Acting a little bit funny. James is a weird one, man. He's always whining. He's always getting upset when he loses, and he causes a lot of trouble. And he says stuff my grandkids say is stupid. It's weird. He doesn't speak like an adult. Hadn't been coming too long though.
James is a bit childish. That's why I'm worried about him. Do you have any idea where he might have gone?
He doesn't tell me where he goes. He's not my friend. I played killer with him a couple of times. So I don't know. He may be here tonight. I haven't seen him. He grabs another, turns around behind him, grabs somebody's drink off their table, and they're like, "What's going on?" But they're trying to focus on their game, and he sucks it down. And he says, "Anything else after you took everything I got?"
No, sir. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thanks. And he as he leaves, he pushes the kinku aside towards you and stumbles out of there. And yeah, he stumbles out through the courtyard.
I can imagine this guy's been a regular here so often. People just have decoy drinks just sitting around.
Yeah, as he passes by, it's not "Who is this guy?" It's "Please, again."
It's people are sitting at a table and there's just a drink within easy reach, so they don't actually grab theirs.
Yeah, he's a bit of a drunk. He's a bit of a drunk guy. Bit of a drunk. So
I'm gonna walk towards Arlo after the
out.
thing's over.
And as long as you have that ring, when you grab when you grab the ring and stuck it in your pocket, the kinku is he was standing by him and he just sidled over to you. And he's just standing there beside you right now. Do you want to deal with that at all?
That's why I'm going to Arlo.
Okay, you're walking over there to Arlo. Yeah. While this is happening, we do need to take care of the game Arlo is playing. So let's do that. Arlo.
I missed that.
Huh?
He was going over to check out.
Yeah, as you started your game, Arlo was going to check out the frog jump.
Yeah, I agree.
So Arlo, you arrive over at the
truck.
Yeah, they drive so fast around this corner. You go over to the frog jump and people are cheering, "Yeehaw! All right, yeah,
See
frogs.
Just because I walked up.
No, they're cheering for the frogs, of course. And so you see the trough. You see people are surrounding this trough. It's got mud in it. It's wide enough for 3 frogs to start at a little starting line. It's probably 5 feet long, or it's about 6 feet long actually. It is exactly 6 feet long. Little mud pit. Also to the side of that is a deeper crate, and it's just full of frogs, like flipping over each other, and like it's kind of a weird looking mass of frogs in this thing. Out. Yeah, not exactly the most humane way to handle things with that, but you walk up and everybody kind of turns around. And there's a couple other gnomes there, a couple of dwarves, humans, elves. There's people gathered around.
I'll do the nod.
Yeah, the gnome nod. So yeah, they give you the nod back. And
what you mean.
The frog jump man. He is a gnome. The frog man is a gnome. He's got a real like a mustache that curls out. It's like a long mustache that goes out to the sides. He says,
out of frame.
He says, "Welcome to the frog jump. Glad you're here. You got your own frog. You want to play? You just here to watch."
I'm here to watch for right now.
You gonna place any bets? You can't watch without placing the bets, so.
Somebody else.
I mean, you could watch. You could watch. You could watch.
Change your mind.
I'm just saying. You stayed here too long. I'm gonna take your money. That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. This frog jump. I take so many people money, man. They come over here to this frog jump, and man, they lose it.
It's like it's hypnotism. That's what's happening
here. When I've been bringing this game for so long, but finally Betty said, "You know what? You can do the frog jump and the Shady Maple." And ooh, I'm so glad I ain't leaving. I'm making me some money.
What happens to the losing frog?
Well, if you brought your own, and go home with you. If you use one of my frogs, and go back in my crate.
Yeah, rental frog.
Yes, sir. If you didn't bring your own frog, any and all can play.
BYOF.
It's BYOF up in here, but if you want to, you need one of my frog.
I'm just going.
I don't exactly spend all my time training my frogs. I'm just here to make some money. But I mean, ever since I started bringing this game around, the people be training their own frogs.
I've never seen this before. I just want to kind of check it out.
All right. Okay. So as you watch, he says, "All right, I'll let you watch this time." So he says, "All right, jumpers, y'all ready?" And 3 people kind of step from the crowd holding frogs. There is a man who steps out of the crowd, just kind of regular looking dude. There's a woman who is rather beautiful. She steps out of the crowd as well. She is holding a frog. And then there's one of the gnomes, another one of the gnomes that was standing there. He kind of gives you the nod as he walks in. And he also has a frog that's a little bit smaller. His is more like a tree frog. And they set them all down. So yeah, there's we got a toad and a bullfrog and a little tree frog all in the trough, and they set them down on the in the mud, and there's like this little line. And he says, "All right, y'all know the rule: 3 rounds, and we gonna bet on the winner. Bet at each round, fellas. So here we go. What y'all thinking now?" He says, taking bets now." He says, and so the one the gnome puts out. He's like, "I got 2 gold coins on my frog." He doesn't say that. He says, 2 gold coins on my frog. The woman says, "I'm going to bet 3 gold coins on my frog." And so the gnome says,
"Is this happening the same time that I was doing
you're playing? Yeah, okay. You're playing your game right now."
All right.
So instead of the 3, she says, "I'm going to raise you one gold coin. I'm betting 3 gold coins on my frog." So the gnome reluctantly pulls out a gold coin, and then the man says, 3 sounds good to me. He pulls out 3. And so collectively they hand 9 gold pieces to the man taking care of the the frog jump, whose name, by the way, my name's Charlie. And so he gets 9 gold pieces there. And so over the course of this game, he says, "All right now, all right now, frogs, do your jumping." And he goes 1, 2, 3, and he snaps his fingers, and that somehow is a cue for the frogs to jump. And so he snaps his fingers, and each of the players roll a d6. So that time, he says, and as he's doing this, he's explaining to you how the thing works. and he says, "All right, so there's 3 jumps in a frog jump game. 3 rounds. First round, we see how far to jump. None of them ever jump farther than 6 feet. I don't know why that is. One, maybe the laws of the land. I don't know. But they jump. We count up how many feet they jumped the first time. This time, as you can see, little tree frog only jumped 1 foot. Lady's frog jumped 5, and the man frog jumped 3 feet. So she in the lead. But it can all go wrong because we tally up the total distance. So they got to jump 2 more times, and we'll see what's going on. So they roll again. This time, the lady says, "I'm going to raise 1 gold piece." And so she tosses another gold piece at him. And the tree frog guy tosses his gold piece. The human guy also tosses. They all call. They just join her in the bets because you got to match what the highest better is. So they roll again. And so the lady currently, she says, "Ooh, I'm going to win this one. I love it when I win. I love it." And she's getting very excited. They do another bet. She tosses in another 3 gold coins, and they reluctantly join her as well. Except the human man does join her. He tosses the gold coins in, but the other guy says, like, "Oh, come, we're leaving." And he kind of does the equivalent of folding. And he grabs his tree frog and says, "I've lost enough money on you." Yeah, he says, "I've lost enough money on you tonight." He picks up his frog and he says, "Farewell," and he gives you the nod, the gnome nod, and walks away. He says, "All right, whatever floats your boat, more money for me." And then they jump. Charlie snaps his fingers 1 more time. They jump again. And at the end of the day, it is the human man that wins. He said, "Yes, awesome, great." Well, he's very excited. He's very happy. He picks up his frog and pets. He says, "You've done so good. You're doing so good. Good job." And he pets his frog. And
gives it a good lick.
Yeah. And Charlie says, "That's how it." Charlie reaches his hand out and hands the man his share of the money. And he tells the lady, he says, "You're a pretty girl, but you ain't the best jumper." And as he says that, I need you to roll perception.
But he's talking to the frog, not the woman.
Yeah.
17.
So when he does this woman is very upset. She's like, she's pouting. She's like almost this weird she pouts or whatever. But I mean, it's one of those things where like, you don't know. Maybe this is suspicious. Maybe it's a woman pouting or whatever. I'm not sure. You can certainly roll to investigate and look more closely at her as time goes on. But he says, "So that's how it works, young fella. You want to join?"
You know what? Not right now.
By this,
you do jump a mean frog, though. I'll tell you what.
I appreciate it. I hope you come back and play. I love me a good gnome. Gnomes got to stick together now.
I got to see how my buddies are doing. They might have a little bit more cash than I do.
Okay, as you say that, Jack appears behind you. Because you were walking over there to him, right? And as Jack appears behind you, we go over to Grim. Because Grim hears from Turtley's desk, "All right, Grim, Willie Brickles, it's time to get punching."
Willie Brickles. There you go.
Oh, that's perfect. Excuse me. So you guys step into the ring?
Yep.
Turtley turns around to look at you. The ref says, "Grim, nice punch on that last one. Very impressive."
Thank you, sir.
For a newcomer?
What's your name?
Carlisle. Carlisle, the referee.
Good to meet you, Carlisle.
Yeah.
And I offer my hand.
He shakes your hand. He says, "Willie, welcome back." Willie says, "Carlisle, good to see you again." Carlisle leans over to you and says, "This fella ain't no chump." You know what I mean?
Funny. Good guess.
Really coming together.
Yep.
All this. So he says, "All right, you boys ready to fight?" Willie Brickles leans over to you and he says, "I'm ready if you are."
I am. And I'll
reaches out his hand, shakes it, and again, it seems like a very friendly thing. Like we know what's going on.
It was a good, firm handshake.
Yeah. And so referee says, 3, 2, 1, fight, and then hit me with the bell. All right. So you guys step back, roll initiative for me.
11.
He rolls 12 this time, so he actually is he's gonna go first.
That's more than 11.
By a whole one.
Okay, So Willie Brickles is going to get the first punch. So he steps to you. He goes for a left jab to your chin. He's going to roll against your AC right now. Ooh, he rolled an 18.
Yeah, it's going to hit.
So he jabs you in the face with his left hand, and we're going to do...
His fist takes 3 damage.
He does 5 damage to you, actually. It's a pretty good punch. Pretty good lick.
Yes.
Here, I need to reevaluate. I'm sorry. I did the wrong dice. He only does 3 damage to you.
I'm going to heal myself suddenly for 2 points.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Oh wait, that wasn't as
I
bad.
was kind of flying by the seat of my pants on that one, and I didn't want to give you an unfair shake. So he steps to you and he jabs you and gets you in the chin a little bit.
If there's anyone here with an unfair advantage in punching,
yeah, that's true.
Definitely. I got a 21 to hit and 8 damage.
21 to hit. All right, so what kind of punch you throwing at him?
Straight jab to the nose.
Okay, so you jab. Take it. Okay, nice. So you jab him in the nose, and like there's a lot of power behind that fist. So you hit him in the nose, and his eyes kind of water a little bit. And he steps back, and he kind of gives you a look like, "All right, we got to fight." So just like a little drop of blood kind of leaks out of his nose. And he kind of he puts his hand up and wipes it, and he looks down and he nods at you like he's having fun. He's here to fight too.
And I start rubbing him
okay,
crack
nice.
my chin.
Cool.
I should have done that before, but it doesn't matter.
So he's going to step back. He's going to plant that right foot and try to come at you with a hook. He's going for a belly shot, going for your ribs.
Not my ribs.
11 to your AC.
It will not hit.
Okay, so he goes to punch that one, and would you rather block or would you rather dodge? I think you're a blocker.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean you can choose, but I feel like your strength is more of your strong suit in this one.
Yeah, if he was gonna dodge, he would press against it anyway, so it's more of like a block kind of letting himself be carried by the force.
Gotcha. So yeah, you kind of steps to the side and drop down. He kind of hits your arm or whatever, and it's a cool looking thing. So he hits you there, and you're kind of bouncing back and forth. Roll to hit him.
9 to hit.
9 to hit. That's not going to hit. So
I rolled an 8 for damage on that one.
So I do. That's a solid, efficient way to do it for you to go ahead and roll damage while you roll. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was. It didn't come from me. I saw it on the video.
Okay, so what are you fighting? What are you how are you punching on this one?
I'll go.
Or
with,
are you kneeing? I don't know.
I'll go with left. Yeah, I was gonna ask that. Am I proficient with my feet?
I wouldn't say kickboxing stuff, like roundhouse kick, but I mean you could do try to go for a Spartan or a knee or something.
He would Grim is a Spartan kick kind of man, straight to the chest. But no, he's gonna go with just a left punch.
Okay, left one. So he as you go for the left, he puts up an arm and does the block, and he blocks it this time.
Grim is smiling at this point.
Okay, so we got a good little fight here. He's gonna roll a 19.
That's gonna hit me.
That one. He's going to hit you for 4 damage. So this time he does he goes for a punch to the belly again. So he does actually hit you on this one. He gets you in your left ribs. And this whole time the crowd is the crowd was really excited when you had the 1-punch knockout, but the crowd is definitely excited to be seeing a good match.
I thought it was a 6.
No, that's what you do. 14 to hit.
14 will hit him.
7 damage.
7 damage. Okay, so
going for the 2-leg drop kick.
Yeah, how are you hitting him on this one?
It doesn't knock him out, does it?
I'll have to tell you after you tell me.
7 damage.
I'm saying you can't decide how you're going to punch after you know whether it's going to knock him out.
All right, fine. I'll take a kick to his chest face.
Okay, chest face.
Just his chest.
So your foot starts here and goes to his chest. So
it's a 16-inch boot.
So so you punch him. He punches you in the ribs, and you kind of step back, and he steps back to ready another punch, and it gives you enough space to step forward and raise your leg, and you plant one right in his chest.
It's like WWE 2K13 or whatever, where he presses against it and then pushes.
Okay, gotcha.
A big boot. That's the move.
Gotcha.
Man.
So as you push through it, you push him back into the ropes, and like you felt his chest really compress. So as you press in, like he goes.
Is that low battery?
I don't think so.
No, the battery is pretty full.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was. That was a weird beep.
It's been over an hour.
Yeah, we're about to end anywhere. We're about to end soon. So you press your foot into his chest. You feel his chest compress, and as you do it, you see his eyes get droopy, and he sucks in a breath, and like he's kind of after the 2 punches, he was pretty hurt. This is just enough to like he's out of breath. You kind of knock the wind out of him, and he goes and like kind of falls over.
Can I catch him?
Huh?
I want to try to catch him.
Yeah, roll athletics.
Oh, 23.
Yeah, so you go over there and you do like end up keeping him from hitting the ground, but he's definitely
I just set him down on his butt. just a gentle set.
So I picture you like kind of grabbed him and like you maybe kind of like locked hands like the thing as you like you lay him down or whatever.
Yeah.
And as you like he kind of comes to and he says like, "Good kick."
I feel so sweet for your strong arm.
Oh no. Thank you. That was a good match.
Yes, I enjoyed it, sir. So he, everybody cheers. Everybody's happy. They go over to Turley, get their money. I assume you walk over to Turley as well.
Yep.
He says, "Well struck, my man. Well struck."
My man.
And so he tosses you the 42 gold pieces.
Dope town.
And so that is actually where we're going to end today. Not today.
Chronologically, did we catch that? Did we see that match?
Okay, so first fight happened
before our stuff.
Before your game. Second fight probably happened towards the end of your game. So sure, I think you probably. I mean, it's a boxing match. You heard people cheering.
Yeah,
you probably
and you
turned
said
around.
I'm facing them too.
Yeah,
so.
you turned around and you saw the ref raise Grimm's hand or whatever. So you saw that as well. Anything you'd like to do with the last second?
No, I was just wondering if I just for the next episode if I saw the whole thing.
I thought you walked up to where I was.
Yeah, but if it happened during the last part of their game, he would see because
I didn't leave till
it's like from where we're sitting, it's like happening over there.
Yeah.
Got it.
So as Arlo is examining the suspicious-looking beautiful woman at the frog jump, and Jack Law is walking over there towards him, and Grimm has just won his second match. Everyone hears from the area of the boxing ring as Grimm catches his 42 gold pieces. Everyone hears, "Hey, I want to fight him!" And then as you hear that, you see the crowd kind of parts on the other side of the boxing ring, and you see this giant fat man. Like he's pretty much wearing overalls. Like the sides of his man boobs kind of leak out of the overalls. Like he's just a fat. Like his arms are really hairy, and he's like smirking. He says, "Yeah, I want you." And that's where we're gonna.
I don't want you, but I'll fight you. Here we go.
So that's where we're going to end this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to leave a comment if you're enjoying it. Please be sure to let us know what we can do different, what we can do better if you have things that you think we should. If you have, I know people on YouTube. People on YouTube know D&D rules, so if we're doing something wrong, you let us know. So in the meantime, hope you enjoyed it. Anything else from the Dungeon Boys?
If anybody would like to donate coffee to the cause,
yeah, donate coffee. Everything Tank Media Games records, with the exception of some game talks, occurs usually before the sun comes up. So that's one of our shticks. Thank you so much for watching. We love you very much.
See you next week.